I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I believe you are way too talented to be afraid of taking risk. I believe that you are way too talented to be as comfortable as you are with comfort. There are some of us in this world, as a matter of fact, it may be a lot of us, that know deep down in our heart of hearts that we have more to give to the world. But for some reason, we've kind of stopped doing that. We've kind of kicked back. We may have experienced success in the past, and now we're like, you know what? I'm just going to be comfortable. I'm just going to ride this out. For those of you that are destined to change your family tree, for those of you that are destined to really leave an impact on this planet, you can't do it that way. In order to be remembered, in order for you to do what you know that you are capable of doing, you must not be afraid of taking risk. And then you have to ask, like, why are we so afraid of taking risk? Why do we get to a certain point in our lives where we don't want to take a risk anymore? We could have experienced extreme success. We could be afraid of failing. There are so many different things. There are so many different things, but fear is the fare. Fear is the fare you must pay if you're going to change the lives of your family members, if you're going to change the lives of your loved ones, if you're going to do something that's truly memorable and truly impactful. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and go to a place that you really don't want to be. As a matter of fact, you need to get comfortable with being in that uncomfortable zone. You must be there, because if you are one of those chosen people, if you are truly talented and you've let talent carry you all throughout life, but now the gas tank is running empty, you have to put in some guts. You have to put in some guts and you have to jump. You have to do that thing. I guarantee you that some of you have family members, loved ones that praise you all the time. They're like, oh, good job, Toki, with this and that. Good job with this other thing. But you know deep down in your heart that took almost no effort. You know deep down in your heart that you could be doing a lot more than you're doing right now. I'm making this video. Once again, I don't know who needs to hear this. I'm making this video just for myself to come back every now and then. You know, it doesn't matter if this video gets 4, 5, 6 views. This is something I'm going to be able to come back to, because I've realized recently that life is so amazing. Life is so great when I take risks, because I am that guy. And I believe that you are that guy or gal if you're watching this video also. So we both need to hold each other accountable and act and take risk in anything that you're doing. If you think that you're capable of making tens and thousands of dollars with whatever talents that you bring into the world, pursue it. If you believe that you are the person that could change your family tree, pursue it. Let me tell you about one of the times I did not take advantage of an opportunity that came my way because I was afraid of taking risks. So I had a friend named Josh Goovy. Okay. He's just always been a hustler, always been doing his thing. He modeled for a while. He made it big. He was like on the front cover of the Lululemon homepage and all this stuff. He knows that I've been doing voiceover work for a while. Nothing serious. It's been a lot of literotica. I would produce audiobooks for authors that write literotica and stuff like that. And he came to me with a project. He was like, hey, I would really like to use your voice for this startup, for this commercial, XYZ. He sends me the requirements that he was looking for. I give him back a sample and he's happy. He's happy with it. And he's like, hey, yeah, let's just tweak 1 or 2 things. And me, I never tweaked those 1 or 2 things. As a matter of fact, I did the lowest of the low that you could possibly do. And I basically went ghost. I had a surgery at that time. It was a failed surgery. And I used that as an excuse to not deliver on my word and to not like capitalize on that opportunity. And you know what? To be very honest, success is a little spooky. Success is a little spooky when you're already in a place that's comfortable. I definitely believe that, sure, there was the failed surgery at the time, but that did not stop me from getting on this microphone and using my voice to try to make this world a better place. Instead, I used my fear of risk, my fear of not perfecting this role and the fear of not perfecting this startup form to paralyze me into not doing anything at all. I responded like weeks later. I like left him on red for like weeks. And then I come back like, hey, man, I had a failed surgery, blah, blah, blah. And, that's terrible. That's terrible because you know what? At that point in time, I used that surgery as an excuse instead of looking at it for what it really was. And that was my fear of risk at the time. I mean, life is great now. I'm back in my comfort zone. I have my chip on my shoulder again, that chip that I believe is absolutely necessary for talented individuals to keep in order to make this world a better place. I have it now, but I guarantee you there are many other people that are experiencing the exact same thing. It's a little spooky going from, however many thousands of dollars a month to tens of thousands of dollars a month, because that changes your life. That changes the impact that you have on this world. That changes, your level of responsibilities. And if you're just sitting around doing your thing, kicking your feet up, riding off of previous successes, you're never going to truly make it into that person that you really felt like you were destined to be. Think about it like this. There was a 10-year-old version of yourself that believed you could be an astronaut. That 10-year-old self believed that you could do anything in this world that you truly wanted to do. But you stopped connecting with that version of yourself. You stopped connecting with that 10-year-old version of yourself that didn't care about anything and knew that another day was coming and another opportunity was coming. And instead, you started kind of becoming a recluse and closing in and protecting the things that you do have and not being as generous and not being as grateful for the stuff that you have because you're comfortable where you are. And I believe that's not a way to live life. That's no way to live life if you really believe that you are a talented individual. I believe that life is a gamble. Life is truly a gamble. If I was to go outside and try to plant some tomato plants or something like that, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. There's a chance that, pests may come up and eat my tomatoes. There's a chance that my seeds won't even blossom. That's a chance. It's a gamble. All of life is a gamble. And if you feel like that you are a talented gambler and you've won, you've had some decent wins in the past, you cannot sit on those wins and let them last for as long as they can without improving your game, without improving your finances, without improving your relationships and all that stuff. If your 100%, no, if your 50% is other people's 100% and they're praising you for doing your 50%, you need to shut that out. You need to shut that out. You need to take the praise. You need to take the criticism also with a grain of salt because you know you're capable of giving more to this world. You know you're capable of giving more to this world. So I'm asking you, what's stopping you? Fear. But fear is the fare. So it's time to pay it. This is a quick episode. I just wanted to get this out there really quick. I really appreciate you guys. Matter of fact, I'm not done. My little brother is one of the most disciplined. My little brother is one of the most disciplined and one of the most talented people that I know. He's sometimes a little too disciplined, doesn't have fun. But I asked him, I was like, dude, why how are you so disciplined? How do you stay on the path? How can you just see this thing in your mind and then make it happen just like that? And he was like, oh, you remember Avatar: The Last Airbender, how Aang was the next descendant in a long line of avatars that came before him. For those of you that haven't watched the show, Aang is the main character. He's basically the one with the most superpowers in this series, but he comes from a long descendant of individuals with those superpowers. But he's just a kid in this series. He's only 12 years old. He said that I have to realize that I'm like Aang, but I'm Aang at a very young age. Aang, when he first started out, fear was paralyzing him from doing what he was supposed to do. Fear paralyzed him from living through his purpose. As a matter of fact, fear paralyzed him into just living within a sphere, an ice block or whatever, for over 100 years because he was just that afraid of failing. And my brother told me, he was like, we're the exact same way. We are in this long line of talented individuals. We're in this long line of talented individuals that have made you into who you are today. But if you're too afraid to get out of the ice and put in the work and take risk, you will never be the person that people know you're capable of being. You can't postpone paying the fare of fear. You cannot postpone that. And when my brother told me that, man, I was like, damn, he's too wise for his years, but he makes a really good point. He makes a really good point. We cannot let the fact that we've had previous successes earlier on in our lives, or we're in a pretty comfortable place. We're doing well. We're doing well enough for our little nuclear family. But if you know that you're capable of changing not just your nuclear family, but your family tree, and you're not putting that effort forth, you're wasting it. You're wasting it. There are people in a grave right now. There are people in a cemetery right now that wish they had half of the talent that you have, and you're wasting it. You're wasting it. So that's all I'm going to tell you. That's all this video is about. Whatever it is that you know you should be doing, and whatever that talent is that you know you should be capitalizing on, I need you to pursue it. I need you to pursue it. Your family needs you to pursue it, and this world needs you to pursue it. So with that being said, I want you to try to be your best self. I really appreciate you watching the video. If you made it this far into it, I don't have anything to sell you. If fear is not the thing that's paralyzing you, be sure to let me know what is paralyzing you in the comments. I mean, it's different for everyone. Some people use their families as an excuse. Some people use their significant others as an excuse not to go as hard as they know they should be going. I'm very curious to hear. Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you're new here. I really appreciate you watching, and until next time, you take it easy. Peace.
It's bigger than you.